In a twist that even the most seasoned Port Charles watchers couldn't see coming, a secret buried so deep that it threatened to vanish forever is finally unearthed. And it's Marco, the enigmatic figure who's lurked at the edge of Sonny Corinthos' world, who chooses this moment to blow the lid off a revelation so shocking it sends Sonny and Sidwell reeling into full-blown panic. What is this devastating secret? And why did Marco wait until now to unleash it? Grab a seat, GH fans, because this is the spoiler article that pulls no punches, betrayals, confessions, and power plays that could change everything you thought you knew about your favorite characters. For months, Marco has been a name whispered in dimly lit corridors, a man with no obvious allegiance, but with ears everywhere. Though he has kept mostly to the shadows, recent episodes hinted at his growing frustration. He's watched, gathered, and waited. But what finally tipped him over the edge? According to insiders, Marco discovered that the very people he's been circling, Sonny Corinthos, Port Charles's most notorious mob boss, and Sidwell, a financier whose reach goes far beyond corporate walls, were plotting something that crossed even Marco's blurred moral lines. In Tuesday's explosive episode, Marco corners an unsuspecting Brick at Pozzolo's, warning him to brace for what's coming. His voice, steely with determination, hints at a truth he can't keep hidden any longer. They thought they buried it. But you can't bury what's already rotting from the inside. So, what is this secret so powerful it makes Sonny, the man who's survived countless takedowns, break into a cold sweat? GH insiders reveal Marco is set to expose Sonny's darkest move yet. Sonny and Sidwell allegedly orchestrated a covert operation that not only skirted international law but also put innocent lives at risk. This wasn't about protecting Port Charles, family, or business. It was about greed and power. Years ago, Sonny's organization faced collapse from federal scrutiny. To secure funding and keep the Corinthos empire afloat, Sonny allegedly turned to Sidwell, whose offshore accounts promised salvation. But Sidwell's help came at a steep price, a deal that relied on funneling money through humanitarian aid projects that never reached their desperate recipients. Thousands of children across war-torn regions were left starving and sick, while millions flowed back into Sidwell's private funds and kept Sonny's organization alive. Marco's role? At the time, he worked as a low-level operative moving shipments. He didn't know the full picture. But recently, through a series of chance discoveries and confidential documents that fell into his hands, Marco realized the devastating consequences. He saw photos. He read the reports of children who died waiting for the help that never came. And that's what finally broke him. Marco, who has trafficked secrets for years, can't let this one stay buried. This isn't about turf wars anymore, Marco confesses to Brick in a moment that could define GH history. It's about the blood on all our hands, but there's most of all. Sidwell, usually the picture of calm calculation, begins to unravel. As rumors of Marco's upcoming revelation swirl, Sidwell scrambles to cover his tracks. In next week's episodes, viewers will watch Sidwell delete files, threaten accountants, and even fly to Geneva to pressure a banker into destroying records. But it's too late. Marco already holds digital copies, evidence so damning it could dismantle Sidwell's empire overnight. One man shouldn't have this much power over my life. Sidwell fumes in his office, shattering a glass in frustration. He's bluffing. He has to be bluffing. Yet the growing tension in Sidwell's eyes tells a different story. Meanwhile, Sonny, long the master of controlling every crisis, begins to feel the walls closing in. At first, he instructs Brick to handle Marco, but Brick, whose loyalty to Sonny has limits when it comes to the innocent, hesitates. Sonny turns to his old ally, Jason, who's recently returned from the shadows. Jason's reaction to the truth is complicated: shock, anger, and a dawning horror that Sonny might truly have crossed an unforgivable line. "Tell me it's not true, Sonny," Jason demands, his voice low and deadly. "I did what I had to do," Sonny shoots back, his tone raw. "Everything I built was about to fall apart. I couldn't let that happen." "At what cost?" Jason asks, the question hanging in the silence like a death knell. Marco's revelation won't just shake Sonny and Sidwell. The ripple effects will crash into nearly every corner of Port Charles. Carly faces the possibility that she unknowingly benefited from blood money, funding hotels and expansions built on tragedy. Michael, already disillusioned with Sonny, may sever ties for good, taking Willow and Wiley with him. Dante is caught between duty and blood, as the son of a man accused of monstrous crimes and a detective sworn to uphold justice. Anna Devane, as PCPD commissioner, must decide whether to open an investigation, knowing it could shatter families she cares about. Brooke Lynn and Ned panic over Yelku's potential exposure, since Sidwell once invested heavily in the Quartermain enterprise. In a scene teased as one of the most explosive of the year, Marco arranges a secret meeting with Sonny and Sidwell in the warehouse district. Cameras show Sonny arriving first, tense and defiant. Sidwell soon follows, sweating despite the night's chill. Marco steps from the shadows, holding nothing but a flash drive. "You remember what this cost, don't you?" Marco says quietly. "All those kids? All that suffering." Sonny tries to bargain. Sidwell offers money. Marco rejects them both. "I'm not here for revenge," Marco declares. "I'm here to make sure the truth sees daylight." When Sidwell lunges for Marco, Sonny surprisingly restrains him, an admission that even Sonny knows the secret can't stay buried forever. The fallout promises to be cataclysmic. White heavy checkmark Anna launches an investigation, subpoenaing Sonny and Sidwell. White heavy checkmark Jason must decide, protect Sonny or finally walk away. White heavy checkmark Michael plots to seize power within the Corinthos organization to end this once and for all. White heavy checkmark Sidwell goes rogue, hiring outside enforcers to silence Marco before he can testify. White heavy checkmark Marco becomes the most wanted man in Port Charles, a man with no allies except his own conscience. What makes this storyline so devastating isn't just the crime, but the question it raises: can Port Charles forgive Sonny Corinthos? For years, fans have watched Sonny bend laws and justify violence as necessary to protect his family. But funding his empire with blood money from starving children? That might cross a line no one can overlook. "You can forgive a mobster who kills to protect," says one fan in a GH online forum. But this is something darker. Something beyond redemption. Unwilling to go down without a fight, Sidwell plans his own reveal, a counterleak that could destroy Marco's credibility. Rumor has it Sidwell has uncovered dark chapters from Marco's past: smuggling, blackmail, and a murder in Morocco long thought unsolved. Sidwell hopes that if he can taint Marco as a criminal, the public will dismiss the evidence Marco holds. But insiders warn, Marco has anticipated this, and what he holds is irrefutable. As commissioner, Anna knows the law must come first. But her personal history with Sonny complicates things. In a heart-wrenching scene, Anna confides in Robert Scorpio. "I don't know if I can do this, Robert," Anna admits. "If it's true, everything changes." "Then let it change," Robert counsels. "The truth doesn't need permission." Jason's loyalty to Sonny has defined his life. But the idea that Sonny's actions killed innocent children horrifies him. Insiders say Jason may become the key witness who confirms Marco's story, a betrayal that could mark the end of one of GH's most legendary friendships. As the secret spreads, Port Charles splits into camps. Those who see Sonny as an irredeemable monster. Those who insist the Sonny they know wouldn't do this. And those caught in between, watching families and friendships collapse. This is the storyline that might finally end Sonny's reign, one producer teases. And nothing will ever be the same. Marco's motives remain mysterious. Does he truly want justice, or is this about personal redemption for his role in the tragedy? A teaser suggests viewers will learn Marco lost a child of his own, a baby girl who died because aid never arrived. If true, this secret pain could explain everything. Marco isn't just exposing Sonny and Sidwell, he's avenging his daughter. Even as Marco prepares to testify, a final spoiler promises the ultimate curveball. Marco is shot in the courthouse steps before he can speak. The shooter? Unknown. Sidwell? Sonny? Or a third party desperate to silence the truth? One shot changes everything, An insider hints. And Port Charles may never recover. Marco's big secret doesn't just threaten Sonny and Sidwell's freedom, it threatens everything Port Charles believes about family, power, and forgiveness. As Sonny and Sidwell panic, trying to hold on to the lives they've built, GH fans are left to ask, is there any redemption for crimes this monstrous? And if the answer is no, what does that mean for the future of General Hospital's most iconic antihero?
Stay tuned.
Because in the world of Port Charles, secrets don't stay buried forever. And when they rise, they bring everyone down with them.